going live. We're going live in 5, 4. What's next? 2. We're live actually. That's good because I forgot what those numbers were. Hey everybody. It's me, Yeet, the spokes kobold of Ninth Level Games, with a couple of friends, and tonight we're going to play the newest, the latest, and the greatest of the polymorph games, Pigeons 11, where you get to be birds and do crimes. I'm going to hand it over to our master of ceremonies, Jeff from Arbitrio Games, one of the writers and designers of Pigeons 11.
Thank you very much, Yi, and evening everybody. Looking forward to being able to tell this story of fantastic bird crime. Tonight I'll be your MC, your master of ceremonies, to kind of walk us through this this heist adventure. But we've got a couple people that are joining us, and I'd love for them to introduce themselves. And if you don't mind, I'm going to just pass things over to Sydney first, over to Ryan, and then I'll have Yeet button it up by introducing themselves. So Sydney, take it away.
Are we just introducing us, or are we talking about our characters? No, we're just doing us.
Right now, let's just do us before I talk about just who you are, and then we'll get into the pillars of pigeons.
Oh, I really love alliteration. Hi, everybody. My name is Sydney. Pronouns are she, her. You can find me all over the internet at Sydney Rubino or Sydney of Hightower. I'm a TTRPG performer, actor, model, living in LA, doing the whole LA thing. So you can find me on a few different channels, but mainly what my focus on is producing and playing in TTRPGs.
Rad.
Excellent.
Yes. And hi, I'm Ryan Omega. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a host and experienced designer. I am also the producer of Geek Public, which is like a geek NPR type show. And I'm so looking forward to playing this heist, being burbs. And then finding out what accent comes out, because I haven't completely decided yet.
I have a bad habit, which is it might start out Ukrainian, but it's probably going to end up Irish. That's usually what happens.
Oh, I know those feels.
Hey everybody, I am Yeet. You nerds know that. If you don't, you need to watch more polymorph live plays, more actions, and we are here with Ninth Level tonight. We're going to help. Jeff's going to explain how to play the game, and then we're going to do some crime into it. Jeff.
Absolutely. Thank you. And again, Jeff Mitchell from Arbitrio Games. Such a pleasure to be able to run this with you guys tonight. And we're going to kind of go through a little bit of, we will pull a heist together. But as we go through, we'll talk a little bit about how the game works, how to run the game. At any point, if you have any questions, we'll just slow down. We'll go back and just talk about what to do. And again, we'll keep it, everything's going to be real lighthearted because after all, we are birds doing crimes. But let me talk about the 3 pillars of pigeons. So that we have 3 of the central premise of the game. The first is each bird is a professional con or thief. You've been recruited into this crew because of your special skill sets. And when a bird tries to do something that you should just be able to do, no real consequences, you don't have to roll the die. You're all good bird thieves. The second pillar is, while the crew are all birds, the world operates on our chicken boo rules. And what we mean by that is that even though your characters have beaks and wings, you talk to each other, you pick locks, you even hold jobs, none of the humans that you interact with in the world think anything about that is real weird until things start going sideways. So in your everyday world, a high roller walks into the casino. Nobody's aware that's just a cockatiel in a suit. But as the mission starts sliding a little bit, your true bird nature may come out, and people may actually start looking at you sideways.
Is that
the third premise is that these heists are to really just steal food, or something delicious. Just by happenstance, though, all of these food crimes are really adjacent to extremely valuable things. In general, you're here to get the food item. But if you were to steal the Declaration of Independence, let's say, it's really just so that you can roll the hot dogs up in it to get out of the National Archives food court. So those are the 3 general premises that we have for this game. So with that spirit, I think each of you has selected a different character that you'll be portraying. And if you don't mind, what I'll have you do is introduce your characters a little bit. One of the things that I'd like you to start with, though, is we call it the opening bid, because you're all bird con men, bird thieves. You were off doing a job before you got this call. So what crime was occurring, or what were you up to right before you got the call? And we can go in any order, whoever wants to start. If you don't mind telling us what your opening bid is, who your character is, and then what the role is, maybe a little bit of background. We'll just kind of take it one at a time.
Rock and roll. I'll start. My name is Glonald Dover, and I am a stark white dove, which is just a fancy pigeon. I'm a fancy pigeon. I'm completely white, except I have a little tiny bow tie, like little actual, like little bow tie. And I'm a magician's assistant. I am what we call the pro. I rolled a D4, and I am a master at subterfuge and escape. You never know where I'm going to be. And the crime that I was committing right as this calls is I had climbed in through, I built an entire apparatus to get inside of a 2024 Ferrari Testarossa into the very tiny glove box, where I had seen that they had put an entire box of mints.
Unopened box?
An unopened box of Altoids.
All right. So it was a mint box of mints.
It was a mint box of mints inside a mint condition Roadster. Ferrari Testarossa Roadster. And
I assume once you were in there, you had them in your hands, your flip phone rings, you open it up and you get the call. We need you for this heist.
I'm in.
Perfect.
The glove box opens and I flutter out holding a tin of Altoids, and then bang off a bunch of windows because I'm a bird.
Did the biggest question? Did you steal the Ferrari in the process?
I mean, that's how I'm just leaving it on the side of the road. I don't need this Ferrari.
Yeah, temporary transportation. I love it.
Correct.
Excellent. All right. Let's
steal something is to steal the entire thing that thing is in.
That may ring truer than you think later this evening. So
hang around.
Perfect. All right. Let's see who else. What other characters are coming to this heist?
Ooh. Okay. So the character I'm playing tonight is named Edie Falcone, and she's a grease man, which means she rolls a D6. All right. And grease men are the ones that are good at, what are we good at? We're good at physical things like stunts, and which makes a lot of sense for her because she likes to think of herself as like the fastest bird on earth.
I am the fastest.
Quotes to everyone she knows. She has no problem admitting that she thinks she's hot shit, but in a good way, in a fun way. She's got these sleek feathers. She's very pristine because she used to be the former exotic pet of a high-powered attorney. But that was like too boring, not fast enough for her. So the crime that she just finished was she was swooping down in the local country club to steal a French fry that just so happened to be on the very, very, very rich hand of someone who had a gigantic diamond ring.
Yep.
Just, by accident, just happened to swipe the ring with a French fry, but the French fry, that was the most important part. Delicious, stunning, no notes.
I mean, isn't a ring just a single French fry holder after all?
Yeah. How else was I going to carry it? In my own hands? Gross.
Yeah. Yep.
Gross.
Yeah.
And then you get the text message, Edie, we need you for this job.
Want it. I'm the first one there because I'm fast.
Love it. And so as part of Edie's edges or background, I think you said familiar with the country club?
Yes, very familiar
Excellent.
with the country club.
All right. And I don't know if Yi had said what crime their background they were familiar with, unless I missed that.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Perfect. Sounds good. Edie, what crimes are you known for? Or is
I,
eating
I,
them?
I learned how to steal cars by watching the magician make them disappear on stage.
A life's
And
got
I'm
to
known,
imitate art.
absolutely, and I'm known for disturbing the peace because you got to get a little loud when you've been pent up at a country club all day.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we will turn things over to Cluck Mulligan.
Cluck Mulligan. He is the muscle, full of vengeance, rooster of wrath, the vengeful pecker. He has a hard side because he came from a farm, kind of like a animal farm. And the last thing he was doing was he went to a Chick-fil-A, pecked out the eyes of the general manager, suspected of deep frying his cousins, and set the fast food place on fire.
Well, that sounds like arson.
Little bit. Little bit. He has tattoos, but it's covered by feathers.
Yeah.
Just lots of ink everywhere.
Perfect. Love it. And so, as you said, they're a chicken. They have they've been in the vicinity of arson.
In the vicinity of arson. You can't prove anything. Everything's are burnt.
Yeah.
When things are burned down, you can't find the evidence.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to these characters coming into this story. Part of the reason I asked you to just describe a little about what your backgrounds are, what type of bird you are, those are all going to be your edges. As we tell this story, there's going to be some times we're going to ask you to roll some dice. And anytime that those edges might apply, part of your background, your criminal nature, your bird nature could make it easier for you. You can invoke that edge. We'll talk about that as we get in there. But hypothetically, if we were going to burn something down, Cluck might be better at it than most. So we'll get into that as a couple examples. But what I'd like to do, as Cluck burns down in the glow from the Chick-fil-A in the background, you can just see the text message like appear. I assume with Cluck's vengeful nature and it being a burner phone after all, just smashes and drops to the ground. So,
yeah,
or back in the fire.
He sees the message, got it, throws it behind him. Slow walk, doesn't even look behind him while screaming is happening.
Perfect. All right. Well, then let me tell you about the job that we're going to pull.
Yeah, tell us for this job.
So this year, I'd like to welcome you to the Upper Midwest State Fair, home of the 67th annual Hell of a Pig competition. This year's fair boasts a fantastic number of your favorite events and activities, from rides to knick-knack booths to animals to home improvement items that you could only find at a state fair. Along with some of the most creative deep-fried foods in the Upper Midwest, amazing rides that will thrill you, famous singers putting on their show, there is, of course, the Pig Parade.
Jeff, I got to ask you a really serious question.
Yeah.
Add a character for a second. Real serious question.
Yeah.
Did you write that, or is that like literally the actual advertisement for a state fair?
No, I wrote that. That's the.
Well, you had me enwrapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was ready to
go. I hope so, because you're going to pull a job there. So.
In character.
Yeah. So this year is the 67th annual Hell of a Pig competition. Let me tell you, it's some stiff competition. But before I tell you who's at this fair, other than throngs of Upper Midwest citizens, we've got several different locations that I just want to cover. Like all good fairs, we're going to start. I'm going to just tell you some details about a few of them, and if you think back of country fairs of yore, there is plenty of places. But let's always start with the food court. This is it, the place to be. If Vikings die gloriously and waken in Valhalla, then bird criminals grease the right palms and wake up in the Upper Midwest State Fair food barn. Rows upon rows of delicacies ripe for the picking. The garbage cans in this place beat out most actual food anywhere else. You also got, as you kind of pan around, you see the rides for the easily frightened. You smell fresh cut grass and fear. Fairgoers who aren't brave enough for regular rides end up here, amidst the listless ride operators and tame roller coasters that are really just trains with little trains with a little wobble to the rail. Stationary pony carousels, washed out pastels, intend to exude a soothing calm. Then you got the rides for the regulars. It's all ratchet and whoosh as you enter for the rides for the regulars. You've got your Ferris wheels, you've got your spinning cups, but this year you've got a helicopter ride, but it's pretty pricey at about $250 per ride. You also have your hard sell alley. So your hard sell alley, this is where you have the fine American tradition of carnival barking in full effect. Pitchmen try and sell you anything from ShamWows to RVs to Kevlar-laced vinyl siding for your home. Can't be too careful after all. Loud humans cry out desperately for the most rare and valuable commodities. Attention. Then you have some of your standard areas. You've got your best in show competition, obviously a butter sculpture. You've got paintings. You got pies, pumpkins, flowers. There's a show arena with dog shows, tractor pulls, dog pulls, tractor shows. They've got it all. You also have your
4 food groups.
Correct. I mean, what else do you need? You have your grand stage for music. Fans usually listen to pre-recorded music or local artists that come up here, but rumor has it is the great Keith Urban is going to be taking the stage sometime today.
No.
It is, yeah, he's there. Although scheduling kind of depends on weather and what else is going on at the fair. And then you've got your other standard items. You got your fun house, your carnival games. You got obviously your banana stand. And the inexplicable tent of just motors and engines that are running loud and smelling for no reason whatsoever, but they constantly go. So again, all of the standard things. And if there's an area in a fair, you're like, hey, does this fair have that thing that I didn't discuss? It probably does. And we can certainly go ahead and add that in. But now that you got the layout of this thing, so you're already kind of infiltrating here. So kind of think where in those locations we might start you. But I want to tell you why we're here. Because we got a couple different things. This year, the winner of the Hell of a Pig contest is going to get kind of a combination prize. They have put together the ultimate food prize, the trash can on a stick.
What?
Now, what that is, it's a trash can on a stick. Birthed from the idea of last year's Oreo Singularity, the trash can on a stick is a combination of all the food items sold in the food court combined together, little chocolate drizzle, touch of salt, then deep fried. And that is going to go to the winner of the Hell of a Pig contest. In addition, the owner of the pig of the Hell of a Pig contest is actually going to get a John Deere 9620 RX. It's the top of the line government-sponsored small farm equipment. Not only can you till a field in record time, but this pretty green machine has an air-conditioned cab that you could live in. All amenities that a farmer could want while getting work done. Never mind that the price tag comes in over $500,000. So that's what's at stake here. We got to get that trash can on a stick.
I mean, I'm still thinking about the Oreo Singularity.
Yeah, it did cause it caused a little bit of a stir. They actually are still selling it this year. It was the big thing last year, so there's actually like 2 or 3 stands that are selling the Oreo Singularity this year, like all good fairs. Last thing that I want to tell you, and then we'll turn things over to you to see where you want to start. Is those were the goods, but now we got to talk about the bads.
Ooh,
the things that are out here that might get in your way. First and foremost is Arnold. Arnold's the prize pig. He's actually been called a pig's pig. This hog boasts a weight of 999 pounds, but we think he's kind of just probably closer to 950. They just liked how it looked. But this is the 6th year that Arnold's been in the Hell of a Pig contest, and he has won every single year. But with that kind of fame, Arnold acts like he's mayor of this town. He's the mayor of the fair. He's a fan of praise and is the most attention-seeking pig probably on the planet. Because of this, his need for the limelight, he demands parades more frequently than any have been planned. In addition to, I
have a gameplay question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we can we can talk and we're just like regular people.
Mhm.
Is the pig like a person, or is he like just a pig?
That's a great thing. So Arnold is actually one of our hazards. He's one of the main marks.
Okay.
He is a pig, but he is a pig that can talk and walk and talk.
Sure. Okay.
He has embraced his persona as a pig, though. So he is this fine blurred line of he is essentially from the same world that you're at. Like, we're animals, we can do what we want, but he is essentially the best pig ever. So,
But like in the credits, it's gonna like scroll up and it's gonna be like John Goodman played Arnold the Pig.
yeah. Voiced by John Good. Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, you know what I mean. I meant like, you know, a stately American actor.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It actually might be you'll get 2 credits: the voiceover and the actor in the suit. So yep.
The actor in the suit. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have 2 other hazards I'd like to make you aware of. McGregor. McGregor is the scoutmaster. His bushy red mustache is only matched by his bushy red hair that has never seen a comb. McGregor's arranged for his scout troop to handle both security and trash pickup at the Upper Midwest State Fair. And to do so, he has brought his scouts with drones. Now, McGregor, he is out to impress with his ability to wrangle his troop and make his fair the cleanest and safest in history. Just who he's out to impress, though, keeps everyone mystified. We actually have no idea, but he always seems like he's trying to impress somebody. But with him comes several dozen tidy bears. Those are the scouts with their individualized drone that they have. They're all armed with the latest in drone technology to keep the fair covered in the constant buzz of small commercial aviation. These youths are between 8 and 15 or so. They all have the look of mercenaries who are working towards their merit badges. But yeah, that is what might oppose you as you're pulling your heist. So what I'd like to have you do now is, now that you have the layout, you know what you're looking against, you know what you're here for. The thing that we establish next is your cover, and your cover is essentially your undercover persona that you've been at this fair for the past couple hours doing. You've already slipped in, so you just tell me which of those locations, and I'm happy to repeat any that you need to. Where do you think your character is going to start? Just kind of, already looking and, looking like the role in the role. What do you think?
I have to say, I think Edie has a personal vendetta against Boy Scouts. Specifically the drones. Because the drones think that they're fast. But they're not a bird. They're a machine. They can't be faster than a bird. That can't happen.
Never been a machine faster than a living thing. That's never happened.
Absolutely not. Horses would be offended if they learned about Mustangs, what they actually were. So I feel like no matter where they go, she's just gonna be like hawking the sky. Irony, she's a falcon. Just have an eagle eyes out for the sky and watching out for those drones. No matter where they are, she's gonna be super paranoid.
All right. Well, they're going to be in a whole bunch of different areas. Would Edie have infiltrated a specific location, somewhere maybe with a vantage point, working the Ferris wheel, or
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's someone who's very comfortable disturbing the peace. So I feel like she might be one of the people in Hard Sell Alley, just hawking wares and just being like, come over here, and being super loud and obnoxious.
Falconing wares.
Yes.
Perfect. Then a very important question: what ware are you hawking?
Oh, that's a good question.
We can, if you don't have one right now, we can circle back.
Come back to me. Meanwhile, I'm going to research.
All right. So while we're doing that, we will see where Cluck or Glonald are starting.
So Cluck is a real janitor, not one of these Boy Scouts trying to tidy up with these machines. No, this janitor will actually touch the trash, pick it up with his beefy hands, stuff it into the plastic bag on occasion when no one's looking, just eats some of that deep fried heart attack.
Yeah, little free tip as you're where you're working there. All
Yep.
right. Well, Cluck, you've got your janitor little outfit. You're all set. You've got your stick, and you have blended into this crowd. You've kind of been there for a couple hours, patrolling around. What I will say is, because you are directly competing with the tidy bears, you do notice how they use their drone to come down and pick up trash. But very much like the when somebody has a vacuum cleaner and won't pick something up, you pick that thing up and put it right back on the ground and try again. You watch many Boy Scouts, I can't get that trash, so they run over, they move it a little bit, and then run back and try and pick it up with their drones. And you just, I mean, what's the point? You poke it with your stick and they're there. So
Every once in a while, I see them try to pick up a trash. I just stake that in front of their faces, and I say, "Do better," and then I continue.
And their mercenary eyes are on the lookout for you. I love that. So perfect. All right, Yeet, where in this state fair is Glonald?
Glonald is wearing like a pair of overalls and like a little tiny shirt and a backwards baseball hat, and he's currently he's running the carousel.
Okay, all right. Are we talking are we in
or the
rides?
The rides that don't scare people.
Gotcha. Rides for the regulars.
Rides for the people that are actually completely afraid of rides.
I love that. Yep.
I'm just like slouching.
Yep.
Up against the controls, and then like occasionally stop it, and like people get on it.
So the question for Glonald is, the safety protocols say not to go above speed 7. Do you go above speed 7?
Oh no, I like actively make like it's like speed 4.
Even slower.
3. And then like it's the moment a kid like complains or something, I look that kid right in the eye, and I downshift down an extra one, like just like look him in the eye.
All right.
Before kid, get more.
I love it. All right, so operating the Ferris wheel.
I'm primarily smoking cigarettes is what I'm primarily doing.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, well, before we jump any further, Edie, we're going to circle back just to find out what have you been hawking?
Knockoff Apple Watches.
Perfect. Have you had good sales?
Oh, amazing. She's great.
Perfect.
She's used to rich people. She's used to
are they like obvious knockoffs? Are they like Glapple watches?
Oh no, they're like pear on the back.
Pear, it's like a pear. Okay.
It's literally a pear or a pineapple if you want to opt up.
And it's a banana watch.
Yeah. It's really just the fruits basket of watches.
I love it. All right. Well, sounds good. So you have all kind of been here for a couple hours. You got the lay of the land, but the lay of that land was actually brought to you. That was brought to you by the fourth character that is joining us here. The fourth character is the Nest. Now, the Nest is actually it is a shared character that you can all jump into. When it's your turn, you essentially are going to have a moment. So that's going to be your opportunity, and whether that's you're going to try something during your moment or you're going to narrate part of the story of what's going on. You can also say, well, for my moment, I'm going to jump into the role of the Nest. It does cost you 1 heat, and heat is going to be kind of like, as the stakes go up, each of you is going to have an individual heat score. And we'll talk about that as we start making some more action and saves going on. But the Nest has a couple very particular edges that can be used. They're only allowed to be invoked once per game. So if Cluck were to jump in and use one of the edges, it's no longer available later in the mission. So with that, the Nest kind of has that eye in the sky, the bird in the nest, kind of keeping in situational awareness on the whole state fair. So when you jump into there, you can see on the character sheet, the Nest has a couple different edges. Really briefly, when you jump into that and you've paid that heat, you can then use one of those edges, and one would be a flock of seagulls, which is a secondary crew of actual seagulls. Sometimes that can provide a little cover for you, do some other activities. The other is a cuckoo. The nest has actually been able to turn somebody, one of the NPCs that are around there. Typically, it's one of the other NPCs. Very likely, it will not be your mark. So Arnold probably wouldn't be it, but the others may or may not. Eye in the Sky is one of them where you can ask a couple questions and just kind of get some awareness, such as like, what other locations exist, or do we know where the mark NPC is? So where is Arnold? Last three are you might use it to have a handler, which is some shadowy organization or maybe an ornithology grad student leaving some equipment in just the right spot. You got a quick molt. If your cover isn't working for you, if Hawk and Apple watches, I need a better cover, you can jump into a different cover. And the last one is a series of rescue birds. So little drop in supply, little bird seed, little fresh water, reduces your heat, and it makes it a little easier to keep on going. So that's essentially where you're going to start. What I will mention, though, before we go too much further, is I did introduce that we have a whole bunch of pre-teens, teens here, and just want to talk a little bit about safety rules as we play this game. So just taking a step out. For this game, there are kids there, there are drones there, and as a drone pilot, I know that everybody gets hurt at some point. Kids won't get hurt during this game. They may get bumped, they may get bruised, they may get they get thrown out of the scene, but that's essentially the kind of the one line that I'm going to kind of set up. So if we get to that topic, we'll just try and move it along or wave past it. So just sharing with you for that part of my concern, if there's any areas you'd like to talk about now, we can bring that up. Or if there's anything as we get to it, just make an X on the screen, or just let us know, hey, this is a line getting a little closer. Happy to shift past that scene. But I think that's the one that I have. I always looking through, I'm like, any violence with children, and I usually say violence with animals, but you all are criminal birds. And I did just hear about this famous bird who burnt down restaurants. So who knows? So that it could happen, but.
We're firmly here in a cartoon violence kind of level.
Yeah, yeah. And if so, that was going to be my approach to how we pull this heist. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, emotional outbursts.
No, I'm good with that.
All right, great.
I'm going to keep pretending to smoke though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
don't smoke. Smoking's dumb, but it's funny.
Pretending to smoke is hilarious. So,
yes, pretending to smoke is funny.
All right. Well, with that, the locations, what's the opposition, where you're all started.
Yeah.
We've got a trash can on a stick that we gotta secure. So, what do y'all want to do?
So, as the carousel spins increasingly slower, I want to take position on top of the carousel so that I can get a 360 two-dimensional view of the entire place. Because we talk about things having a 360 view, but we don't really think about the fact that that's missing an entire element. But that's okay. I'm thinking this is a thing built by people, by humans, and they don't understand that you can fly around and stuff. Dummies.
Yeah. Well, so you're able to just like step on up, ride the carousel on or ride the Ferris wheel on up. Get a nice
Ferris wheel.
You tell me, which are you?
I was thinking like carousel.
Okay, so you're going around horizontally. Gotcha. All right. So
no, it could be you could do both. Why don't they have that? Why don't they have like a sit on a horse and go around?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Glonald. You are actually on the Cara wheel. It actually spins half of the time on its side, and then it rotates up so that it is vertical. So yes, you're able to kind of position both of them. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a full view. I'm trying to get a full view of what's going on.
All right. Easily done if you're attached to the carol wheel. As you're looking around, you get that nice layout. You see to the north, where the barkers are, where some of the other ride section is. The music is very loud in the grandstand, but the thing that kind of jumps out at you, because it's made to stand out, is this enormous bright green tractor, and it is just south of the food court, the food barn. And it's just kind of sitting outside, but you do notice there's a couple scouts just kind of on the perimeter of it.
Is this the prize? Is this the prize? The prize?
Yeah, so that is the John Deere 9620 RX.
The 9620 RX.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any fencing around it?
There's not. It's just kind of sitting out there, but they do have kind of off in the distance there, you see a couple of those brown shirts. They've got their shirts tucked into their shorts. They've got their hats. They've got their kerchiefs. They've got their badges, and they've got their drone controllers standing guard with the drones hovering. And that's the other thing that jumps out at you. The area, the sky around here is just lousy with drones. Like your instinct of just being a bird, like, yeah, this is easy. It's like there's kids just flying these drones. They're all over the place.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so you get that layout that it's kind of off to the south of the food tent. And what I will say, as professional criminals, being in a crew, you are all in constant audio contact. Yeah, you got your you got your microphones, you got your earpieces. You all are in constant contact.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up?
I was just check 1 and 2.
You have been checked.
All right.
Do you have anything to report?
Eyes on the John Deere 96 2XR 357R. It's big. Like real big.
Is that anything like the goody trash can on a stick?
It's the it's the other component.
Oh.
So I'm assuming the trash can on a stick will be near it at some point.
All
so
right.
I got my eyes on it.
Okay.
Yeah, this tractor, so it is not like somebody just sitting on a tractor. It is an enormous tractor the size of a very large tractor. That somebody goes in, would be able to operate and run through.
As a magician's assistant, how many women, how many people in a saw boxes in size is it?
You could fit 3 saw boxes inside, 6 if you already had sawed them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
It's very spacious. It actually does boast that air-conditioned cab plus cappuccino maker on the inside there. So, you're out, you're tilling the fields, you need a cappuccino, it's right there.
I need a cappuccino. I need one right now, actually.
All right. So Glonald kind of gets that lay of the land. What are Edie and Cluck up to?
So I kind of imagine that when I'm selling people these watches, these are like hacked watches. You tell me if this is too far. The hacked watches that, have tracking devices on them. So Edie's trying to sell as many of these watches that she can to the right people. And I hope you get my drift when I say the right people. So if I see anyone that looks like an Arnold walking by, Arnold's getting a watch for free.
All right, well, tell you what, let's do a couple things. Sounds like you want to make these watches trackable that you can track. So that sounds like it's going to be our first action roll, which is going to be a brains roll. Now, brains, that's what you're going to use when you're trying to bypass obstacles, use technology. And you're going to, and again, because we're playing a polymorph game, you're only going to roll your dice, and your dice is the D6, correct?
Sure is.
On a brains roll, we're looking to get a 2 or 3 is a successful save.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. All right.
But there's a couple other results, so let's see what you get, and then we'll find out if those come up.
Fingers crossed. It's a 2 or 3. It's a 2. Yes.
Perfect. You have been able to hack these watches. And tell you what, let's just see how many watches you hack. The next roll I'm going to ask for is called an effect roll, and that's just to determine how successful you are. You're going to roll your dice again, and we're just looking for the number that you get, and that is how many watches. Although if you roll a 6, I'm going to just have you keep rolling.
Oh, okay, valid. It's a 2.
Okay, so you got yourself 2 easily hacked watches, very traceable, and they are on your person. What I'll say is you haven't seen Arnold yet, but you do know the pig parade. You guys have been here a couple hours now. You've heard the trumpets blast at least 2 times before announcing the pig parade, and they just kind of come around and a little more annoying than that. Yeah, like more like a pig. So yeah, the you got a couple of those going. But you haven't heard it yet. But you know what? They're probably doing next couple minutes, and that'll announce. And Arnold is always mayor of Pig Parade, so he's the one leading those.
Is there a pig parade schedule, or is it just on his whim he decides to have a parade?
The answer is yes. There is a schedule. They're supposed to do probably 2 a day. They have already done 2 in the couple hours you've been here. Arnold is he is very hungry for parades. But yeah, so you've got those watches. You're able to. You've got those kind of crafted. They're ready. You just need to get eyes on Arnold.
Great. Is there any way I can pass this off to somebody, or can I leave my station to go to the parade?
You're a professional bird con person or thief. You're not tied to a job.
Right.
So.
Right. Got too comfortable here in sandals.
You did sell a lot, so.
A lot of really, really good watches. You know which was the most popular ones? Grapes. All right. So I'm gonna leave it to an assistant or close down the shop. Whoever's there. If I have a sidekick. I'll just go ahead and move on and go to the parade now.
Okay. The parade is typically started coming out, or it typically comes out from the barn area where they've got all the. So if you head, I'll let you say, Edie will probably head towards that direction.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. And then so while the rest of the crew is getting things set up, what's Cluck up to as he's janitoring away?
Cluck is near the deep fried area. He is specifically looking for the used fats of oil because there's lots of that here if you want to do deep fried everything. They can't really use that oil because they have to just dispose of it. So he's going to dispose of it because he's a janitor. However, he's going to take some of that used oil, put it into a container, and offer that as lubricant for Arnold to make his coat shiny. Now, he also just happens to know, because he was raised on a farm, there are some things you cannot feed to pigs. One of them is deep fried oil. You cannot feed that to a pig. They might get very, very sick. But he's still going to have this container in case he might need to use that to impress Arnold or sabotage him. But he'll get access to that.
All right. And so Cluck, I'm going to say Cluck is kind of dressed to go on in, grab some of the oils. So inside the food barn, you're able to kind of get in there without anybody really, stopping you. It's pretty standard for that. But as you go, as you're in there, you do see a smattering of some of the food items available. Near and dear is the foot-long hamburger. It defies conventional culinary norms. As such, it sometimes must be physically menaced to keep it in line. But there's a pretty sizable line. But there's also a good quantity of grease coming from that area. So everything's kind of troughed over there. You see those foot-long hot hamburgers. You see the your classic slushy brand slush gallon, and you get your you get the in a glass case the butter statue of St. Louis, the St. Louis Arch. So, but as you're wheeling that grease out of the food cart to kind of set it aside and off to the side where you have access to it later, you do get eyes on the giant tractor. Sitting inside that tractor is the most delicious thing you've ever seen.
Oh.
It is just a collection of these fried, scrumptious areas, just already deep fried. They have positioned it inside the John Deere
in the tractor.
And that tractor appears to have locks on the door, and they've got two tidy bears sitting outside, armed with their drones, keeping an eye out, just watching for any trouble that may occur.
All right. So he takes his container, walks over to the John Deere, and talks to the boys or the scouts who are standing outside the tractor, and I go, "Hey, why is there exposed food inside the tractor? That's how we get ants."
And they
since I'm listening in on the on the bed, and I've been keeping an eye on the tractor, so I see Cluck walking up here.
Oh yeah, yep.
I get down and I approach, and then I start yelling like I'm somebody's dad and being like, "Look at all these ants!"
All right.
Oh my god! Were you raised in a barn?
No, otherwise they would have known. Don't put exposed food in this area. If we're on top of anthills, just looks at the both of them. It's on you.
They look at each other and they go, "The janitor." Excuse me, but as you can see, the tractor is running and the chilled unit inside is at a crisp 40 degrees. It is inside the safe zone for food contamination. I have my merit badge for food safety. Served safe. That is what I have. So, so we're taking proper precaution. Although Donald, you were trying to create a ruckus and sounded like you were trying to attract some attention over there.
I was trying to support the argument that there were obviously ants here. I'm like trying to lay down the idea of ants.
I love it. It sounds like that's trying to get some deception going. So let's have you make a feathers roll. So that's when charm, deception, or stealth are needed, and you're looking for a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9.
Well, since this is distraction,
yep.
We as a magician's assistant, this is getting someone's attention. This is my thing. So
absolutely.
Can I roll with advantage?
Absolutely. And I think as we look at what your edges are, magician's assistant isn't just doing magic, it is being the limelight. It's trying to draw an attention. So your edges are they can be expanded. So I would say, you can roll your dice twice and see what you
get. It doesn't help because I rolled a pair of 3s.
Pair of 3s. Okay. So that's going to be our first failure. And what happens? Our first unsuccess. How's that?
Nope. Failure.
All right. So on a failure,
I'm used to failure.
You're going to get 1 heat.
Take a heat. Okay. You get the heat. Heat for yeet. Heat.
Sorry. Once you get heat, we actually have to do another thing. We have to make a heat roll. And what that is you're going to roll your die. When you get a heat whenever you fail an action or save, when you fail against a specific hazard doing a thing, or if you jump into the roll.
I jump into the nest.
Well, on this one, you get the 1 heat for failing that roll, and you're going to roll your die. And if you roll higher, you're fine. If you roll lower, which is impossible because you only have 1, but if you roll lower, you're going to get a burden and start acting bird-like. But if you roll exactly perfect, you're going to have to pull a big con and tell us like, hey, what was that? It was actually a success. But let's have you roll your die.
I rolled another 3.
Another 3? You're fine. You just have 1 heat right now. But you're good.
Under the collar. and then I just keep walking around.
Yeah.
What I said.
Oddly enough, somebody, a carnival or a carol wheel operator going out there and yelling, "They got ants! They got ants!" happens probably every 10 minutes at this fair.
Right. Yeah, it seems perfectly real.
Yeah. All right. So as the crew has kind of made stuff, Cluck, you're still there having that conversation. Edie, you're walking towards that. You all hear the trumpets go off. It is pig parade time. So pig. So they have all lined up there, coming down the main way. Everybody's pretty sure, like, hey, do we even need a competition? Arnold is so wonderful because people start thronging over towards the walkways to get a look at him. And he is at the head of this parade, followed by no less than a dozen much smaller pigs behind him. And he just absorbs the attention. But he's kind of just wandering around now, kind of walking through the area. But people come over, they tell him what a good pig he is, and he just kind of absorbs that.
I'm like wandering around like through people's legs and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm attempting to make it sound like my conversation's coming from all over the crowd.
Okay, all right.
Go, that Arnold, man, he looks great. Look, skin looks a little pale though. Oh yeah, skin looks a little dry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That the skin looks a little dry there. Yeah, you gotta get some oil in there. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, as a magician's assistant, you're very well versed in misdirection, be it your voice or just anything else. So yeah, it's coming around. People are starting to. There's some murmuring going around. They're like, yeah, he does look a little drier than he has in years past.
Yeah. Cluck hears what Glonnell is doing, hyping that up, and he heads over to Arnold, who is in the middle of the parade, and he says to Arnold, like, hey, I heard rumors that we could make your coat shinier, and then offers the container. Let's lather you up, and I also know that there's you can drink this too. It's like a health potion type thing. Yeah.
And Arnold kind of like, oh, all right. Well, you do it too, right? We're all gonna coat ourselves in this.
No, just you. We want to make you shiny.
More for Arnold. It sounds like you're trying to charm him and convince him of this. So I'm going to have you make a feathers roll.
Okay.
Which again, you're looking for a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 for a success.
All right, and I roll a 2.
All right. Okay. Well, you're going to get a heat. So let's have you make your heat check. You're going to roll your dice again. Just try and get higher, and nothing will happen.
All right. I roll a 5.
All right. Got a little bit of heat. So Arnold kind of gets that weird, like, I like people giving me stuff, but I don't know if I want to. There's something that smells odd about it. And he just like lets out an enormous just oink, and 2 little pigs behind him come out and they start, sopping it up. And he just kind of keeps an eye on them. But he's not that smart of a pig. So after they seem fine, he kind of nudges them out of the way and just rolls around a little bit in it and puts his face in it a little bit. So he's got some of it on there. And then you get that look that he gives a little start and like stands up, and then just acts a little weird. But back on the pig parade. So yeah, he's kind of covered. He had a little bit, maybe not as much as Cluck was hoping would get inside him, but he's got a little bit there. And it looks like something startled him a little bit.
And I look at him, it's like, hey, what got your attention?
I'm not supposed to take treats unless they're the special treats we get.
Special treats?
Yeah, the treats in the barn that I'm supposed to eat from the barn or from the food court, not hanging out here.
Do you
That's
want
what she
me?
says. What?
Do you want me to get them for you? What do they look like? I will get some for you right now.
Oh, if you get my special treats in the barn, they're so delicious. They're those little red little appley things. Oh, they're so good. They keep them in sugar and oats. Yeah, I would love that. I'm gonna get some more pets now. And he kind of like waddles, but the barn is over to the west side, just where the pig parade started, so you can easily kind of head in that direction.
I will meet you back at where you're starting with the treats. So he goes away and towards the barn.
And you kind of hear him kicking his feet up, his little feet as much as he could. I'm going to get my treats. I'm going to get my treats. I'm going to get my treats. And people are petting this pig. They don't. He's not talking to them, and they really don't seem like they're paying attention to what he's saying. But he is the happiest pig right now. But he continues on through the parade doing his little pig dance. All right, Edie, Donald, what are y'all doing while this kind of went down? Edie, you were heading in this direction anyway, I think last.
I was heading that direction. If he seems distracted, I need to know for posterity's sake, is this pig wearing pants?
Would you like him to wear pants?
I would like to know if I can slip this watch in his pants while he is distracted.
Yeah. He's wearing pants, but they're kind of tight pants. They're tighter pants than you would want a pig to wear. But they do have pockets.
That is a statement.
That is. What kind of pants do I want? Pigs? It's like the dog meme. No, would dogs wear pants like this or this? Nobody knows.
Yes. Is it over all four legs?
No, absolutely. He is just bottom half pantsing. So
does he look like a pig in a blanket?
He's like a reverse Porky Pig.
He does. When the sun goes down, he has a little like draped shawl, and then identical to a pig in a blanket. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Edie, if you're trying to plant this watch on him, yeah, you could give that a try.
Oh, sure.
So that seems like that's going to be a physical action, so a little hand-eye coordination, and that's probably going to be a wings roll. And so a successful wings roll is going to be a 3, 4, or 5 if you want to plant this trackable watch on him.
I really hope this dice rolls more than 2s because I've only rolled it twice and I've gotten two times. So we're gonna find out. Well, that's a 1.
All right, so a 1 actually can be a success.
What?
So if you look at our Pigeon's 11 Resolver, a 1 is a gadget roll. And like all good heists, we brought equipment to get this heist done. If you roll a 1 3 times per game, you can introduce a piece of technology that allows you to succeed. So what kind of interesting piece of heist technology did you bring that helps you plant this trackable watch on a pig?
Pig pant planting piece.
PPP?
PPPP.
PPPP.
Pig
A PPPP.
pant placing piece.
Which looks like it's been reskinned, it might have looked a little different in the first run of it, but now because we're at a carnival, it looks like one of those carnival hands where you go and you try and pick up the stuffed animal or something, it just goes me, and then it very lazily picks stuff up. But so imagine you see Edie in a corner, she's maneuvering this little thing, and it's trying to go and with this claw hand and put this watch. It's kind of hard to maneuver actually.
Yeah, and tell me if it works. He's such a big pig that as you walk up to him, this thing can just kind of extend and go around, and it's not even paying attention. Bloop, you got the watch on the pig. So yeah, and just be mindful that you get 3 gadgets per person for the heist. After that, additional 1s would be a failure. Yeah, so that's great.
Which creates a really fun mechanical thing, which is like a good heist movie. You get all this cool flavor, but eventually that's going to run out.
Like a good heist movie, gadgets are there. Good.
And you still have your gadget, so that gadget's with you the whole rest of the heist. It just doesn't let you succeed on a 1 again. But if you were to make another pickpocket with it, you'd be rolling. It would give you a good way to say, hey, here's how I'm doing it. So, yeah.
Yes.
I I'm going to try to get the attention. I let the team in on my plan here. I'm going to attempt to get the teddy bears that are guarding the delicious tractor. I'm going to try to get their attention so that they will chase me around the park.
I like that.
Like Benny Hill style, like
This feels very Glonald.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Glonald, how do you go about this?
I of course am going to do it. I know I got it. I'm just going to go up and explain that their drones ain't shit.
All right. So that kind of feels like it might be an intimidation role.
Yeah, man, you got nothing. Your drones,
Yeah.
your drones ain't got nothing, kid.
This is my Autel 2X19. Like, I'm drone certified. Like, I have my drone's pilot's license. I have my drone badge. I have my drone rescue badge. What do you mean that my drone? What?
You can't.
I'm gonna have you.
Can't. I bet you can't. I bet you can't catch me.
I'm gonna have you make a talons roll to see how well you goad them into this. And talons roll is 4, 5, 6, or 7.
With a D4, I only care about one of those numbers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ooh, but I rolled a 1.
A 1? Well, we know a 1 allows you to introduce a gadget into this. What kind of gadget allows you to get them to want to chase you?
The gadget is I have my own drone.
Perfect. So
birds
with drones.
Is, you know, like the drone's little, like I have a tiny, I am a dove. I have a tiny little drone controller.
Mm-hmm.
But my drone is like the most expensive. Like I swiped this drone from like from a car dealership. Like this is a giveaway for like buying a Lotus Esprit.
Yeah, this is the Lotus Esprit. When you buy that, it allows you to get yourself a Mavic Pro drone that expands and folds out and follows you, so that you can stream yourself driving.
So you can stream your own experience driving the car.
Correct. Yep.
And so like the drone like it comes in. It's like and it's glowing. It looks like the spaceship from Close Encounters. It's like that's not the noise for Close Encounters, but you know what I mean.
I'm hearing it. Yeah, I can't stand for that. Yeah, the race is on. Yeah, and he's turned around. He's kind of. You don't have to walk when you have a drone, although he's like, I have to maintain line of sight, and so he's starting to chase your drone around, and he's flying, and he's left his other guy over there, and just like, but we're supposed to, and so he flies his drone a little bit, and he starts heading over, taking photos of the drone that you and the drone contest going on there. So you've kind of distracted both of them with that, but yeah, so you've got that set of scouts really tied up, but you do notice McGregor, bushy reddish hair, starting to stomp around. Forgot to tell you, McGregor's the style of guy who has his sandals out at all times and the darkest of socks in those sandals, and he's kind of keeping an eye out for his where are they headed, and you see him kind of like power stomping this direction.
So I'm gonna steer the drone. I'm gonna buzz them.
All right, I like it. So are you buzzing into just flying by him is just a thing, but are you trying to get him to do anything in particular?
No, I'm just trying to be a. Yeah,
I mean, he's for having all the people out here, he's kind of like You know, he knows he had all the kids with the drones out there, and he sees one flying near him. He's like, I told you to keep it away from me. Clearly, these kids have been misbehaving. So, all right, yeah. So you're out there, kind of. He's occupied with the drone. Cluck, Edie, what are you up to as Glonald is, kind of keeping him preoccupied with this drone?
Oh, I know immediately what to do. Cluck sees that the tractor is unattended, so he goes over and grabs the food, but he takes a couple of the food that's a little bit more messy and starts trashing the inside of the tractor.
When Cluck gets up to the tractor is locked. So like you just feet away from it, you can see it right there, but it is
alive. No, I mean he's locked.
Yeah. One other thing that I forgot to mention is you are all expert criminals, right? You got your banditry, you know what you're up to. There's another resource that I should have told you that you each have, and it's called Cool. You are very cool criminals here. But that Cool allows you, related to your banditry, to just succeed. So let me just see what kind of bandit were you?
Oh, his specialty is arson and destruction of property.
All right, so you get up here and you see I got this locked tractor right here. You can certainly try and approach it in any way that you want, but I will remind you that everybody does have Cool, and you only have one. If you use it, you get it back sometimes, depending on if you're able to do a big con or if you reset or you're able to deal with one of your burdens. But
yeah. I'm going to use that now. And because he's so used to breaking into things, that means just grabbing a little piece of metal, digging it into the side of the window to get that handle to unlock, and then open it up that way. So old farmer style.
All right. Okay.
Hey there, boy. I'll get in this car there. With this here rock. Bah.
Yep.
Pick.
So with your Cool, you're able to use it. It just works. You're able to open this up. You all hear squelching over your kind of earpieces.
That kind of
sounds like sounds like the Nest was trying to say something, but it got cut off. I don't know. But Cluck, you are now standing next to the open. Chilled air pours out of the inside of the tractor. He wasn't lying. It was kept at a nice 40 degrees. But you have this trash can on a stick. It's there. It's glorious. It is just within reach.
Is there any other food besides the trash can on a stick in that?
Yeah, just the cappuccino machine is right there. It's not actually active. You roll it back. There's a couple protein bars that are just they're preloaded in the tractor, just for the farmer on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, all right. So I am going to grab the trash on a stick and then cause the cappuccino maker to malfunction, so it sprays all over the inside.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to have you make a brains roll, which is essentially to use technology or senses, unless you are just trying to destroy this thing.
Oh, I'm going to just destroy it.
Perfect. That's more
I'm
of
gonna make it. I'm gonna make it look like mischievous scouts.
Yep.
Cause the malfunction. So that's the idea.
Mischievous chickens.
Love it. All right, let's have you make your talons roll. We're looking for a 4, 5, 6, or 7.
All right. Really? Roll a 2 again.
You go to smash this. Well, first, let's add your heat. So what does that bring your heat total to?
So my personal heat is 2.
All right. So you're going to roll your die, and let's see what you get.
5.
All right. 5 is over 2, so you're up to 2, and that's fine. But as soon as you go to smash this cappuccino maker, your hand just gets stuck there. A web appears over it, and you hear in the corner of the little tractor, "Oh, hello, little one." And you see this 8-legged little creature crawl out, and this spider, what are you doing touching my tractor? As over the earpiece, you hear the nest say, Arnold's working with somebody. Arnold is working with somebody. And Cluck gets stuck there. Edie, what do you do as you hear the tractor open up? You kind of hear this over Cluck's earpiece. Edie's the last one to have a moment in this round.
How close am I to the tractor at this point?
You could run to it and you'd be there. Yep.
I am the fastest.
Oh, sorry. Did I say you could run there? I mean, boom, you're there. Like
I'm already. I mean, I would argue I was already there.
You've been here the whole time. I love it. Yeah.
I'm going to. I would like to pull Cluck out of the machine.
Okay. All
and
right.
get away.
All right. I'll say, it's a little bit of spider webbing.
Okay.
So we'll have you. Let's see. Are you trying to like just quickly get away? Like
the fastest getaway that a bird with 2 wings can do.
All right, let's have you make a wings roll just to see like how physically you can swoop in there in your falcon nature and get Cluck out of the danger zone there.
Oh my god, amazing.
Dun, dun, dun.
I rolled another 1.
Oh. All right. So you don't have to, but you are welcome to introduce another gadget to talk about how you swoop in so fast and are able to get away.
I'm choosing other dice. But I would like to use a wing extender that makes me go even faster.
I like the idea that you have an extra set of wings.
Yes. Just like you see them come out, and then you see these like metal wings that come out after, and they go like a transformer. She just got a body mod that's attached, and she says,
Perfect.
"Let's get the Cluck out of here," and she picks him up.
As you do that, you sweep in. Let's get the Cluck out of here. You just hear somebody like, "Yep, another bird with 4 wings," just coming from the crowd. So.
Oh yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them 4-winged birds. I heard about them the last fair there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
Opa. Opa.
Noise rings out from the grandstand as Keith Urban, or something like Keith Urban, begins playing loud music. Arnold kind of like doing a dance, heading over. Walks over to the tractor and. Just kind of stands there as this little tiny spider drops down right onto its back. And you just see him like sullenly stop dancing, nod his head, and he starts keeping his eye out, heading in the direction where that 4-winged bird just headed off to. But he's a pig. He is nowhere near as fast as a peregrine falcon. But yeah, so they're on the lookout for you. And over the headset, you hear the nest chime in. They're like, yeah, I did a quick look around. It looks like that's actually looks like working with Arnold is Carlotta. That's clearly that's been what's led to Arnold's success all these past years. Like, looks like according to the information I have, Carlotta comes from old farmer Steve's farm, but Steve, I think, has been dead for 3 years now. So I don't know how he's kept coming home with this prize every year, but I don't know. Just be careful if you're in there. Yeah, I'm here if you need me. So back to you. So you guys have kind of gotten away. Edie is the fastest falcon there. You're able to kind of blend back into the crowd. The Arnold and Carlotta are out there looking for you both. What do you do?
I use, having heard all of this, as I'm flying my drone all around, I'm going to fly the drone into the tractor cab and try to pick up the trash can on a stick.
I love it. So you have the drone from introducing it as a gadget. You get to keep using it through the rest of the adventure, and I think that's a great use of it. I would say that's probably a use of technology, so probably a brains roll. So we're looking for a 2 or a 3.
I rolled a 1.
All right, so a 1 again allows you to introduce some sort of gadget to be successful, and you're looking to fly a drone in there and pick a thing up.
So I would
other
say
gadget?
that the drone, releases a big net.
Okay, I would take big net, or it releases a smaller drone. But actually, with gadgets, you're not supposed to introduce the same gadget twice. You don't do the same con; you do the next con.
Dropping a smaller drone would have been really good.
Yeah, but a net is perfect.
Got a big cargo net, and it just picks up everything that's in there.
Can I? Again, it's a fantastic piece of technology for the heist. Spring-loaded net.
Sure. It's like the drone, which looks like a giant frisbee or like a fat flying saucer, as previously stated. Like the bottom of it pops open, and it shoots out like this big net that it just connects, and then the drone drags it out of the cab.
All right. Yep.
And
you're able to, you grab it. It's in a net. It's coming out now. You do hear the buzz of that other drone that you were racing. It's coming somewhere up in the air. But to be fair, there's always been like half a dozen drones in the vicinity making that weird buzz anyway.
But while the drone is flying away, I'm going to flop over into the cab of this tractor. And I'm a hotwire it.
All right. Okay. You know what though? I think that's probably a bypassing with technology, but I seem to recall you do have expertise in Grand Theft Auto.
I've done this before.
So yeah, you could make a brains roll. I'm going to have you hold off on that now, because we just had you capture the goods. You're up in the cab. It's a pretty sweet cab. It's you gotta need a little time to like open the panels and figure things out. So while that's happening, Edie and Cluck, they're on the prowl for you, Arnold and Carlotta. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna drop us somewhere safe where they wouldn't expect us, like the barn. They wouldn't expect us to go directly to the next place we were going to hit, right?
So are you in the animal barn or the food barn? 2 barns. It's weird. It's a fair, though. State fair.
What was the one that he said the snacks were in for him?
He had his special snacks in the animal barn. Yep.
Animal barn.
Yeah, you're able to sneak on in there, and while you get in there, it's dark in here. It is pretty empty. You hear this is kind of the pig barn, but it is lousy with cobwebs in here. Like they are everywhere. And in these cobwebs are messages that are written. It's, a lot of it is like, do what I say. And the other is like, a happy pig listens. So like all of these
this just got dark.
I told my co-creators I might destroy some of my childhood when I do this one, but that's okay. You go through and you see all of these webs, and you just kind of get I know what's been in here. There's other barns nearby, the sheep barn, the cow barn, and they're doing normal sheep things and cow things, and they're all having a great old time. But you've just kind of dropped yourself in here, and you kind of feel like you're in the center of a place that's probably not the most comforting that you've been in.
No, one might call this a hostile work environment. But no, what we know about that, we're birds, right?
You haven't had a legit job a day in your lives, so.
What's a job? Easy. I'm gonna drop us off and try not to be suspicious. I'm gonna fold back my extra wings and hide them wherever birds have extra wings.
Yep.
Cluck, grab you with my wings. What do we do now?
We go find the red apple, sugar, and oats, and then we dunk it in this vat of oil. Because they're still looking for those treats.
Okay, we're gonna sabotage the treats.
What?
We're gonna sabotage the treats.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Okay. The pig treats. All right,
Yes.
we're gonna make them really sick.
Yes.
Great.
Also, because, fun fact, oil is not great for pigs. It's also not great for spiders.
Dun dun dun.
Cluck, well known for his pig and spider facts.
I mean, he is farm raised.
Yep.
That's true. Yep.
Free range farm raised. It was like it was like there were some hippies that were like, "Hey, yo, what up, Mr. Cluck? Like, there's some information today. Thank you for your eggs."
Yeah.
While we're looking for these treats, can I use my little pocket thing to like finally rework these webs to say things like "Good pigs revolt"? Down with the creatures.
Absolutely.
Here, brothers.
What is so Edie's able to do that. What is Edie's like? I'll let you think on it. What is the like final message? Like, what is the grand message that you would leave? And as you're thinking on that, Cluck, you're looking around. There's so many empty barrels of these apples. Like, there wasn't here, it wasn't there, but they are unguarded. They've got a nice pristine one. They've probably only eaten half of them, but they are just the most beautiful apples that are just like, you pull it out and it has just oats stuck to it and like a little bit of sugar all on it, some cinnamon. Like, it's very tempting just to have these. But yeah, you find a handful of a half dozen of them, just easily taken.
All right. So he takes half of them, pockets a couple of them, but also dunks the other ones he's planning to give to Arnold.
Yep.
In that vegetable oil.
Perfect. It's all coated up there, and so you've got these two groups of apples. All right, Edie, what you as Cluck is coating these up, what is your message that you leave?
The best pigs think for themselves.
Perfect. So great. All right. So as you are as you're kind of doing this, Arnold and Carlotta are kind of heading back on this pathway. They're not quite to the barn yet, but they are heading in this direction. People are, they're all lined up. They love Arnold. They want to pet this pig. They want to give him praise. But every time they go to pet him, anytime they get close to his neck, he kind of lets out a little bit of a pig snarl, as though Carlotta doesn't want anybody near him. And you kind of notice just a tear in Arnold's eye, just kind of well up as he can't get this attention that he craves so much.
Cluck tries to go to some of the kids in the parade and gives them the oiled up apples and says, "Here, he's a little sad. He's looking for his treat."
That's very good. Let's see. So you're just asking these kids to do this, right? Just like, hey, go give this apple, this pig a treat, right?
Everybody loves pig treats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's tell you what. I think it is. I'm going to have you make a roll, but I think it's just so common you'll make it with advantage. I think you're just trying to charm these kids, like, hey, here you go.
Yeah.
So looking through a 5 through 9 as a success.
All right. I will roll with advantage, please.
Yep, you get to roll twice, and if either is a success.
Yes, one of them is a 7.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, so these kids, they take the apples. Well, well, thanks, mister. And just like they run over, and when they get there, Arnold initially like gives them a little start, but kind of like, I still have to play up being the best pig ever, the proudest pig ever. And you feed Arnold, or they get fed this these apples that are coated. And because Arnold is one of our marks, they actually have edges just like you have. And when you do something against them, you're able to strip one of their edges. That pig is now eating an oily apple. He's not proud anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'll tell you the 3 edges that he has, and you decide which one you want. He is proud, he is rambunctious, and he is emotional. Which edge would you like to remove so that Arnold is no longer proud, rambunctious, or emotional? Because he has now eaten some really bad apples.
I would say rambunctious because he's now sluggish.
I like that. So he was doing his little like pig kick earlier and kind of his little dance. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good one. So he is no longer rambunctious. So once he is no longer proud and no longer emotional, Arnold just no longer acts like doesn't have that same kind of acting like humans. He just reverts back to his normal animal nature. But yeah, so he's eaten those, and you've kind of kept a pretty safe distance, letting the kids feed those to Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do the other 2 of you do?
I am hot wiring the tractor, and then I'm gonna point it at the Keith Urban concert. And I'm gonna jam this half brick here under the on the accelerator.
I like
and then
it.
I'm gonna fly off after the loot that was droned out.
All right, so I'm gonna ask: Are you gonna be using a brains roll to try and do this, or are you burning some cool as your Grand Theft Auto expert?
I think I'm gonna brains roll it.
All right. Well, I'll say.
Actually, I should use the cool. I should use the cool because we are coming to the end of activities. So it seems more appropriate for me to say, hey, I'm going to use my cool Grand Theft Auto action, which is, setting up the vehicle, for its, it's done. And so, because I learned all my car stealing as part of like magician's tricks. The last thing I do is I look at myself in the mirror.
I love it.
Give myself a little send off and hit the ignition button. Fly by.
And this tractor just hums to life. It is not that pop, 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 pop. It just injection ignition just sparks on up. It actually doesn't have wheels. It has treads. It is more tank than tractor. And so you just move it, position it, and just to the northeast, it just starts going. Luckily, though, the Tidy Bears, they hear McGregor give the order, Operation Mango, Operation Mango. And the drones fly in, lights start flashing, and you just hear clear the way as they get people out of the danger zone, headed directly towards the grandstand. But as the tractor hits the back of the grandstand, the music stops just before they were able to get Keith Urban off stage, right before the tractor went through the grandstand. And I will tell you, even though we are close to the end, but not at the end, they found that tractor 74 miles away, heading in that same direction. So, but it is leveraging some distraction. It just keeps on going. So, but you are all there. There's been a tremendous explosion of noise as things have collapsed. that you now have a drone with the trash can on a stick kind of hovering there, but you still have Carlotta and Arnold hear that destruction, and they look around and they start heading towards the tractor, and they know that tractor looks empty, and they start looking around for the trash can on a stick. What do? Looks like things are closing in.
That's a fantastic question.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic question.
I think I'm gonna try something weird.
I'm here for it.
Cluck has already been to the deep fried areas inside the trailers. He's been in the different areas of the farm. Why can't he attempt to make a facsimile trash can on a stick? Because I'm assuming they don't actually know what it tastes like. So just make something that looks like it.
Yeah. You know what? I like that. You may need the assistance of some other people in your crew, though, to get it done so quickly.
I need Edie and Gonald. We need to get those ingredients now.
So one of you has to run over to the Slushy brand slush gallons. They used to sell these in 5-liter friendship gauntlet size, but the government made that illegal. You can only get it now in the normal 2-gallon size. So one of you has to grab that.
Me.
That's essentially to help dip that in there. Once you deep fry it, you need to instantly chill it or we'll all fall apart.
I've got 4 wings, baby. I'm strong. I can pick up 2 gallons with my little feet.
Perfect. You're able to go over there. One of you will have to don these safety gloves, these hard rubber black safety gloves to hold the Oreo singularity. I
would like to make love to the Oreo singularity.
Okay.
I'm going to get inside the glove.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the glove.
Yeah. Just seeing how that works in a more metaphysical level. So when you hold the Oreo singularity, the Oreo particles give you profound insights into the nature of reality and your place in it and your relationship with that food product in a carnal nature. This manifests as a compulsion to. You have this sense of I have to find some milk, but you can hold off on that for now. But you're gonna need some milk. All right, and then Cluck, your last area is to just dissect a Juicy Lucy. And the Juicy Lucy is a signature fair item taken from. It's one of the most delicious things ever. You are going to have to just saw this hamburger in half to open it up to pull out the melted cheese that they've buried inside of this piece. So there is a huge line there. You just tell me, how do you get that line, the people out of that line, out of the way?
Well, I know that I have a propensity for arson. So I go to an area, stoke a fire on purpose enough for there to be an appearance of fire, and yell, "Fire!"
Upon the first yelling,
that would yell fire in a crowded auditorium, and there would actually be fire.
Mm-hmm. There would actually be fire because I do not lie.
I might be an arsonist.
I love it.
I am no liar.
Normally there's a role when you try and get people to do something, but I'm going to say if you just yelled fire and there was no fire, that would warrant a roll. But when you light something on fire and then yell fire, that just happens. So people start rolling. So you're able to all get these food items. You're able to get the cheese from the Juicy Lucy, some other products around there. There's fish eye cakes. There's just a hot dog pretzel, which is not a pretzel and a hot dog. It's actually a hot dog shaped as a pretzel. You bind that together, you bring it over, and you smoosh it inside the Oreo singularity. And then once you deep fry it, you put it into the Slushy X brand slush, and it just forms something close to a trash can on a stick. But yeah, Cluck now has this product. So perfect.
I really want a hot dog that's been twisted into a pretzel shape.
Guys, we should just start a state fair after this. So,
To say, I think there's a market for this product.
Listen, this game made
The
me.
market is moi.
This game made me hungry on accident. I'm.
as you build your faux trash can on a stick, you see Carlotta riding the back of Arnold the pig coming this way. So what do you all do?
You finish the task, I'll distract him with free thinking. And I'm going to walk right.
I'm making something up as I get over there.
I spread my 4 wings wide and I say, stop. Do they?
Well, let's see. Are you? They're interested, but tell me more. Are you trying to get them to stop? It doesn't sound like you're trying to, intimidate them or cause any sort of harm. Are you trying to charm them? Or are you trying to just? How do you do this?
Yeah, we're gonna say charm.
Oh my God, that bird has 4 wings.
It's a distraction so they can finish the job.
Yeah, you know what? You walk up. What I will say is, as you get up there, you see Carlotta just kind of rise up, and you see her begin to, look at you, and she is about to shoot some webs at you. So I'm going to have you make a save, which we haven't done too many of, but she's going to shoot some webs at you. How would you like to try and avoid that, or do you want to avoid that? I wouldn't want to be webbed, but
I don't want to be webbed either. I think that's sticky. Gross. I will fly up and at her to avoid.
all right.
Just hover in the air.
All right, so if you're going to dodge around, sounds like that's going to be a wing save, so that'll be a 3, 4, or 5.
I got a 3.
Nice.
Perfect. As the fastest bird, you are able to, with 4 wings, you're able to kind of move faster than Carlotta was able to kind of tag you with some webs. Yeah, and so you're kind of hovering over there, but they gave you a little bit of a distraction, so ate up a little bit of a time.
Yeah.
So, Glonald, Cluck, what are you up to?
Cluck messages Glonald and says, "Hey, Glonald, put this fake trash on a stick somewhere in their vicinity so that they're going to be distracted by it." So he hands it over to Glonald.
I find the nearest teddy bear,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I'm like, you definitely can't take this trash can on a stick that I stole away from me.
Watch me! And he tries to fake chase after Glonald very slowly, like Baywatch slowly. Just
Yeah, and so Glonald is trying to incite the teddy bear to do it. Yeah, if you're just kind of like, oh no, it takes him like 3 or 4 times with his drone, but eventually his drone gets close enough that you can like put it in there and like little trash picker upper, and he's got it. Ha ha!
Oh no, we have been defeated.
oh no!
And you see him fly it over to Arnold the pig, and he's like, "This is the best pig!" And he brings the trash can on a stick down lower, right in front of Arnold, and just Arnold like doesn't make his happy little dance anymore. But you see that tear well up, and he starts pushing his snout towards the treat. And as he starts inspecting it, what does the crew do?
We get out.
Yep. I leave.
All right.
Tail feathers.
All right. What? So you're able to head out. Just tell me what direction you head up. Up isn't going to work. There's still too many drones out there. But
In the
main-
direction of the tractor.
Perfect. The tractor is smashed through the grandstand. It is smashed through the fence. It is smashed through the bus lot. It is smashed through the RVs. It is smashed through the parking that is actually 5 blocks away that is still overpriced for some reason. You're able to follow that destruction. So you're able to follow that destruction, and you're able to get out as you hear this pig just like, eat it and just like become, he has that sense of happiness, even though it's not the real trash can on a stick. Every pig is happy if they they get a little treat every now and again. So, and the crew is able to get away with your trash can on a stick, a couple around the block. The real
Take
one
off the
kind
hat,
of.
the overalls. I put on a pigeon costume,
Yep.
which is just exactly like me, except that now I'm gray.
And they'll never notice. They're like, "Here, we're looking for a white pigeon, all white pigeon." Yep, gone.
Yeah, and I totally changed into a hawk, and I'm a falcon, so like they'll never know.
Yeah. So like, yeah, correct. They're like, that doesn't check out.
Yeah. Cluck just takes off his janitor uniform and yeah, he's just naked.
You do hear over the radio the nest say, we are getting reports of a naked chicken around. But apparently the police are just ignoring that because chickens are always naked. So yeah, we're good. So you make it back, you and the nest split this up, and you just kind of put your talons up on the desk and just start picking away at this delicious, fantastic food. Congratulations on a successful heist. Thank you so much for causing mayhem, destruction. And
yes.
Thank you, Jeff. This was awesome, bro.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Sydney and Ryan, this was so much fun playing with y'all. I thought these were great. I enjoyed being Glonald Dover. It's funny. This game is obviously not reality. It's not like Cobalt Ate My Baby at all. But yet, it's still a game about eating food. So I'm pro that. And much like Ryan, I am accidentally hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat after this.
A hot dog shaped like a pretzel.
I do want to thank my other partners at Arbitrio Games, Scott Slater and Mike Falk. They helped come up with a lot of the locations, the types of food, a bunch of the insanity that I threw at you.
And Jeff and Scott and Mike are the writers of Pigeons 11, and it's great fun. Everyone, it is available on Ninth Level's website at IPR and at game stores that specialize in indie RPGs. It will be available through standard distribution later this year when we get our second print run. So there's that. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And again, Pigeons 11, be birds, do crimes.
Be birds.
Be birds, do crimes.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.